I want this chance to show you that your God in karate is so much nonsense. And that's quite easy to do. I know Kung Fu.
Show me. Justice is the most long-winded Negro on the planet. Justice Magnificent has old black man syndrome.
Why do I know what you're talking about?
You know exactly what old black man syndrome is. That's when old Negroes start talking about yesteryear and how shit was when they were a kid and how candy used to only cost 5 cents and you had to walk 5 miles in the fucking snow to get to school.
How did you manage to hear any of my conversation?
The whole building heard your conversation, sir. Everything, how back in the day when two guys would get into a fight, they would just settle it like men and that'd be the end of it. Now kids just run and go get guns. Am I close, sir? Because I could have sworn I heard that.
I mean, you're not wrong when you say that shit, because that's like totally what happens.
Okay, first off, what ghetto are you hanging out in where dudes are like, are we scrapping?
I mean, it might not always be a gun because they're poor, but like, I don't know, they be bringing out knives and shit, yeah.
Wow, you just automatically assume two guys that are scrapping are automatically poor? You, sir, you might be a racist yourself.
What? I didn't mention anything about race. You can be poor in any race.
So, Justice, would you like to, let the people know why we're damn near 50 minutes late for our own podcast?
While I was having old man syndrome, there was a twin sitting beside me doing the same thing.
Two old men.
So,
yeah. Hey, so Justice, old black man, is it okay if I go ahead and do our intros?
Sure.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Father Time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another exciting edition of H8L Presents Old Niggas Talking. And joining us this evening, rolling 15 inches deep, the Bastatch of the H8L, the destroyer of all things ovaries, the man who lives and breathes on the hill that women's self-defense is absolute trash. And I recently found out that he likes big butts and he cannot lie. I bring to you Lobo.
I was born ready.
Yes. Also joining us this evening, as cool as the other side of the pillow, a man that truly no longer needs any introduction, merely just by the sound of his voice that shakes all vocal frequencies. I bring to you my brother from another mother, my spirit animal, a UTBABYA.
It is what it is.
Also joining us this evening, Father Time himself, the poster child of old Blackman Syndrome, the self-appointed black man of Dagestan, the connoisseur of combat sports, the Rain Man of martial arts, reminiscing back when candy used to cost 10 cents and how he had to walk 10 miles in the snow barefoot to get to school. I bring to you a geriatric Justice Magnificent.
Wow. Okay. If this was Life, the movie, I would be Martin Lawrence and Taz would be Eddie Murphy.
This is fair. That is a fair assessment.
Maybe I should take your cornbread.
Oh, so gentlemen, calf kicks. What are your thoughts on them?
They work.
You goddamn right they work. Some people have the feeling. Some people feel like it's a cheap move to use in fights because now they're hard to stop, but they're fucking completely debilitating to the leg.
They're easy to stop. You just turn your shin to the outside. You just gotta not let them just place their foot right beside your foot.
If they're so easy to do, then just do it back to your opponent if he tries to do it to you.
Yeah. It's also it's way easier to check a calf kick than I don't know, a chop down or something, because all you have to do is turn the shin outward. all you have to do.
Now let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
From traditional martial arts standpoint, I follow a guy named Karate Pathfinder X, and he makes the statement that karate and a lot of other different forms of it have been dealing with calf kicks forever. It's nothing new to him, and it shouldn't be anything new to anybody else. It's just a fad, just like the John Jones oblique kick.
I agree. I was doing calf kicks back in Kyokushin. That's a staple in that art.
It is.
Bro, I'll kick anything, especially if I have a shoe on. Like, I competed, but I was always more focused on, like, what could I do, like, if I actually had to, like, fuck someone up. And if I got a shoe on, bitch, everything's a target. Every single part of your body is a target. I don't know why anyone was surprised. Like, yeah, like, you can hit any part of someone's body with another harder part of your body, and it'll fucking hurt. So...
Yeah, the calf kicks, even because I think calf kicks blew up because of the little Connor thing, but calf kicks have been being used before they got used on Connor.
Well, wasn't it Hendo?
Ben
Henderson. Yeah, Ben Henderson used that. Yeah, so
he fucked up Nick Diaz so bad with that.
Yeah, man. Like there's a lot of these techniques that just fly under the radar until someone uses them effectively, and then everyone thinks it's like the greatest new thing. It's like, nah, this has been around.
Yeah, people tend to forget everything that's old is new again.
Yeah, it's all been done.
It's all secular, no matter how you look at it. Calf kicks, head kicks, spinning shit, it's all been done before. It's just over the time, people get so accustomed to doing things a certain way, or your quote-unquote purists will dismiss certain techniques and then stop training in those techniques, and then when they get their fucking asses whooped by those very techniques that they disregarded, that's when they start trying to, integrate that shit back into the system. Prime example, BJJ, taking out a lot of the leg lock techniques, a lot of the heel hooks, a lot of the toe holds, and so forth. Now that shit is starting to come back around and be allowed back into a lot of international competitions again, when it was taken out for so long because it was considered cheap or considered dirty. We are just going to talk about a number of things. Everything from UFC to PFL to 1FC to potential fights, predictions, etc., etc. So of course, I gotta start off with the news that truly disappoints me, and I'm hoping, just hoping, that it's all bullshit. And that is the talks of Khamzat potentially retiring. Justice, please tell me this is incorrect news and this is all just bullshit.
As much as I dislike Dana, I desperately want to believe him at this moment. What he says is just an emotional post. Because, man,
that would be
talking about a hype. You talking about a hype train just gone? What could have been?
Fuck a hype train. I'm talking about a legacy that just never gets rooted. If Khamzat has to retire this early in his fucking career, he will be forgotten over time. And that's a damn shame, because I genuinely believe that man is destined to have the UFC title wrapped around his waist.
I think it's still early, because they will have to give him a diagnosis. And Dana said they had him on prednisone, which, if you've been on prednisone before, like I have, or anybody else, it's pretty strong. It takes a while to do what it's supposed to do. So we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping it's not, because like you said, the only thing that'll be remembered about him would be what he did during the pandemic. Like,
was this all stemming from his the long duration of his recovery from COVID?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about that?
Damn.
I think me and you had talked about it when I had it, and you was like, "Hey, man, don't try to go to the gym too early.
Nope.
Let your lungs heal."
Mm-hmm.
And Dana said that once he got done with his treatment, like his period of quarantine, he went right back to training like hardcore.
Oh yeah.
And he was supposedly throwing up blood coughing up blood and stuff. So, I mean,
yeah, he definitely came back too early.
And it's been it's been almost 4 months now.
Yeah, that shit is what kills me, and it seems like that's all the same story that I hear. I hear, guys they get the COVID, they get whatever fucking booster shot or whatever the fucking steroid that they put you on, and then cats are in a hurry to rush back to the gym and go right back to training as if nothing was fucking wrong. I'm not saying that's what Kamzat did, but that's what it fucking sounds like. It sounds like he got whatever he needed and then immediately tried to go back to training, and it doesn't fucking work that way. You gotta let your fucking lungs heal. You gotta let your body heal. This shit's fucking real. Whether you want to believe in COVID or not, this shit's fucking real. At least what it's doing to people's body, that shit you can't deny. Whether you believe in COVID or not, the after effects speak for themselves.
Regardless of the lethality of it, it's definitely doing some pretty gnarly shit to people.
If he's coughing up blood as bad as he is, he might have already done irreversible damage.
I'd rather see you back in a year and a half than never see you fight again.
Agreed.
I would agree with that.
Right. And what does it say that Dana White, had you flown out to Vegas?
For sure.
For a guy that's not ranked, had you flown out, seen by real doctors, not saying they don't have doctors in, where they at? Sweden, but not saying they don't have doctors there, but flown out to, have doctors look at you here.
They don't have U.S. professional sports.
They don't.
Doctors.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
That was nice of you to be generous, but no. That was very diplomatic of you, but no.
It says a lot. He sees something, and like I said, he's gonna make a move. He's gonna try to get that guy back in the cage when it's time.
But yeah, I fucking agree, dude. I no disrespect to the medical staff over in fucking Sweden, but I mean, it's one thing having Yuri and Svensson outside with fucking sticks and berries just rubbing fucking whatever ginger root they can find on your fucking wounds.
Wow. Oh, shit.
Nothing has changed in his performance.
No disrespect to the Yuris or the Svenssons out there, but come on, bro.
Disrespected the shit out of that. No disrespect to you.
Yeah, even I just
you fucking North Pole reindeer riding fucking snow witches up there.
Yeah, I would hate to be talking about Kamzat in the past tense. I would really hate that for him because, like Justice said, man, you talk about a hype train. I mean, this dude exploded like a fucking ball of fire, just literally taking fucking names and having a willingness to fight at any moment, at any fucking time. I truly believe he's destined to hold UFC gold.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, out of all the fighters we could potentially lose to COVID, damn it, why couldn't it be Sean O'Malley? Damn it.
Could you just imagine him, Usman, Burns, Covington, top 4 of the division?
That's a war. That's a fucking war.
Battle for, that just a war. Man.
No matter how you match up those names that you named off, that's all pay-per-view.
Of course.
Damn it. We got fucked. COVID truly fucked us. And yet fucking Sean O'Malley is still able to be out there.
Yeah, I like Sugar Sean.
I mean, I
just didn't like how he got carried off.
I like Sugar Sean too, but if I had to choose any fighter to get fucked by COVID, I'm just saying, I don't wish this upon anybody, but if I had to choose, whom would I sacrifice to COVID?
So if you were COVID right now, who are you facing?
If I was COVID right now, I'm avoiding Kamzat, and I'm going straight for Sean O'Malley.
Wow. This doesn't have any karmic echoes to it.
None at all.
There's no pool with these punches tonight.
Because, I guarantee that, no matter what Kamzat was going through, I bet he didn't get carried into someone's arms like the fucking bodyguard.
I was going to say, yeah, if someone puts together a fucking clip of him being carried off to fucking Whitney Houston.
Oh, dude, it'd be amazing.
Shit, I will lose it.
I can even tell you the best part of the song to do that, too.
Lose my shit.
They get Sean O'Malley up, and they get Sean O'Malley up in someone's arms. He walks over to the opening of the cage. The cage door opens. Boom! That's when Whitney hits the fucking note of all notes. Get some white doves. Exactly. Get the white doves flying in the fucking background.
If I still had a video editor, I would be able to do this.
That would be amazing, sir.
Aren't you a video editor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you said that facetiously, right?
No, I went to commercial and shit.
Hey, you need to fucking do this, sir.
Yes. The people need to see it.
Yeah, that needs to go up on this podcast's Instagram.
I mean, we're just talking hypotheticals, though. So him being carried out with his, rainbow-colored mask,
Like a bitch.
Whitney Houston playing in the background.
His arms wrapped around another man's shoulders.
Yeah, maybe a shot of him laying in the hospital bed when Whitney says that line. And I hope life brings you.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so moving on. Get well soon, Kemzat. We miss you, and looking forward to you potentially clearing out this division.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of retirements that I am actually happy to hear about, should we talk about JDS?
I mean, we should. We should. It's the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, and him retiring is the right thing to do.
Yes.
And would have been probably a couple years ago.
I would have loved for him to retire after he did the spinning wheel kick to Mark Hunt's fucking forehead and put him flat on his ass. I think that would have been a perfect way to go out. You fucking spinning back heel kick, the king of the fucking walk-off or the knockout walk-off artist. Yeah, that's a good way to go out.
Wait. Did he retire or he got cut? He got cut.
Yeah,
he got released.
Look, as long as he's not fighting anymore.
Exactly.
Oh, he said he's going back to the drawing board.
And the drawing board spells the words retirement.
Oh, and you know who else got released? Go ahead.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
And in breaking news, the Reem, the greatest kickboxer to MMA athlete of all time, is now retiring from combat sports, having accomplished everything that he's ever sought out to accomplish, minus winning the most prestigious prize of them all, the heavyweight UFC title. We bid you a farewell. You have entertained us for many years, and I can honestly say, as a fan, from a fan, for the fans, hats off to you. I hope that you maybe open a gym somewhere and just knee the helpless peons into oblivion. Thank you for your years of destruction. And fuck you, Justice, for finding joy in Reem retiring.
Reem, if you could just text me the name of your pharmacist.
Yes. My deep freezer is devoid of horse meat.
Yeah. Horse meat. Yes. Maybe some kangaroo in there. Maybe you talk to Frank about that.
Horse meat. Yeah.
Maybe some of those Mexican Flintstones.
Those THC steaks.
Vitamins. Yeah.
Some of those, HGH burgers. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those Anadrol cuts.
Yeah. It never hurts. A few EPO shakes.
D-bowl sausages.
Yeah, with old Uncle Roy.
There you go. Oh yeah, JDS. Thank you for your years of service too, and yeah.
Isn't this like something that should have happened like 2 fights ago?
Wow, 2 fights. That's impressive. I was gonna say a handful of years ago, but I respect that.
I don't know. I mean, they were still entertaining fights. I mean, remember when he was going against Rosenstruck? You're like, oh, okay, he's got it, and then bam.
Wow.
You would have me relive that horrible memory of that man's lip exploding.
He died.
It doesn't look like
Did he die though? Because he did pop back up to his feet, missing half his face.
Yeah.
In true Terminator fashion, he lost half his face and still kept walking forward.
How many times have you seen him just out cold other than in Ghana?
Do bears oftentimes shit in the woods?
Yeah.
That means many times, sir. Many times.
And Bigfoot kind of, Bigfoot got lucky because Overeem was just too. Yeah, he was cocky for that fight. He was way too confident in that fight. Way too confident.
And as he should have been, he was fighting a fucking Neanderthal, and then he got reminded of that. I don't want to use the word retard because that's not socially acceptable. But then he dealt with that retard strength, and he learned retard strength is real.
I mean, you could have said chimpanzee.
He's using the French word.
Yes, retard.
Yeah, so it's not offensive.
Yes.
You know what? Fair enough.
It's not a hard R.
Oh, Stipe. Stipe. knocked him out, yeah. Oh, Ben Rothwell knocked him out too.
Meanwhile, Justice is just listing off times he got
and
stuck.
Travis Brown, yeah.
Kicked his
Oh,
fucking
yeah, it's
face
been a
off.
lot, yeah.
It's been many.
Yeah.
But he went on a stretch where he didn't get caught in MMA. He got caught in K1.
Let's call it.
Knocked the fuck out.
Let's call it what it is. He should have retired the moment after that Stipe fight when he was like, "Yeah, I felt him tap," and he saw that replay.
Yeah, that was it.
That should have been the end right there.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
That was horribly embarrassing, and to me, he never bounced back from that.
I was embarrassed.
I would have got a CAT scan and said, "I'm done."
I should have took my gloves off right then and there. Like, okay, well, now that I've embarrassed myself on national television, okay, excuse me, exits this way. All right, cool. So since we're talking about heavyweights, what are your thoughts on Cyril Gane? You think he's the future of the heavyweight division?
That main event this past week was not enjoyable.
Did it remind you that he was French? Because it reminded me that he was French.
It was not enjoyable, but I will say this. Based on his last few fights, I would say that he probably didn't do as much because it was a stepping stone. Like, it was a much needed win to get him into that position. But the thing about it, when Dana White skips the press conference,
yeah,
you dropped the goose egg, buddy. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
So was it? And I didn't watch this one because
you don't want to.
It was a snooze fest. Yeah. But was it at least moderately like technical?
I'll put it to you like bullshit. This: I would rather stand in the feminine aisle at the grocery store with arms open wide, Creed playing in the background, than ever watch that fight again.
I can't get Creed out of my head right now.
Just picture me in the middle of that aisle, arms wide open, twirling around in a circle, with arms wide open. I would rather do that 7 days a week for 8 straight fucking hours than watch that fight ever again.
Oh, real quick question. Do you guys think Rosenstruck was like a little like just gun shy because of his other fight with Ngannou? Or do you guys just...
Oh, I can't imagine why he would be.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I do. I think that he discovered what it was like to be knocked out by a living shadow and discovered that, you know what?
But you got to remember after Ngannou, he beat Dos Santos.
Is that saying a lot, though?
It's not, but I mean... Here's the thing about it.
You know, I'll use that exact same analogy, except I'll use it for Overeem. Okay, so Overeem gets horribly embarrassed by Stipe, has some wins, has some losses, but then just when you think he's pulling it together, he has this amazing fight. This amazing fight where he showcases his head kick ability against Walt Harris, who, by the way, was mourning the death of a child. But hey, Reem stepped up to the occasion. You see what I mean? It doesn't quite... Rosenstruck literally got punched into fucking the past. He literally woke up and saw dinosaurs walking the fucking earth.
And it happened like so like quickly. Like, how long was that fight? How long was this fight with Ngannou?
A handful of seconds.
That's how
somebody opened the fucking cage to the silverback gorilla exhibit, and one got out.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's exact. It's like a nuclear first strike. Like, it's just a... God, when he knocked out fucking Kane with that nothing of an uppercut.
Nothing.
Like, just like 4 inches of movement from his shoulder and just starches him.
I mean, Biggie Boy, but he already had that type of style. I mean, again, he was getting outclassed by Overeem for most of that fight.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
So, even the fight against Arlovsky, he looks for that punch. I think he gets caught up in looking for that one really good shot or the explosion.
Because I think that's all he has.
I mean, he's a little he's technical, but not technical to the point where he's gonna go after someone immediately, like, and make it a dog fight. Like, I can't remember any fight of the night. It's just one of those things. Like,
that fight with him and Cyril Gagne did nothing for anybody. Nothing.
well, it got Cyril Gane a win. It's gonna push him up a couple of slots.
Is
And I
it,
think the
though?
next, I really think the next couple of fights he's gonna put it on the line. He's gonna really go out there and put it on the line. But he needed to get past
What are
him.
you basing this on?
Well,
I'm just kind of speculating. I'm not a big fan of either.
You realize it's French, right?
Yeah, I know French. They do savate and stuff like that.
I mean, as the fights get harder, he's just going to retreat.
I mean,
looking at it, yeah.
It's funny because it's historically accurate.
When he got in there with someone who could potentially knock his fucking head clean off his shoulders, he played the touch butt game. And let's call it what it is. For the heavyweights, nobody wants to see two heavyweights playing touch butt. I just don't see him being the guy in the heavyweight division. I see him just being another body for somebody.
I don't think. I mean, when you say the guy, I mean he's a good heavyweight. I don't think he's a future champion because I don't think he beats Blades.
I mean, I don't know. Blades is still laying on the fucking canvas.
I mean, he woke up finally, but he answered the phone to that guy telling him he got beat on Instagram.
So do you see Gagne getting past someone like Derek Lewis?
Hell no, he gonna get knocked the hell out.
You see him getting past Ngannou?
No, not even close. He touches nobody in the top 5.
The only way he sees a title shot, again, and I've used this analogy before, the only way he sees a title shot is if everyone gets COVID. If they would have given Reem back his special vitamins, I think the landscape would have changed.
Well, the world may never know.
No. Fucking USADA.
Fucking USADA.
Fucking dickheads.
They hate fun.
Fun out of everything.
I know. Speaking of taking the fun out of everything, it's a great segue there, Lobo. Appreciate that. What are your thoughts on Tony Ferguson working with Freddie Roach? Too little, too late, or a complete game changer?
Define working with.
I mean, I'm not there. I can only speculate.
I mean,
he showed up
so
at the gym
is
and was
he-
like, "Hey, Freddie, hold these pads for me, bitch."
Is he listening though?
Yeah, I feel like Tony Ferguson is not easy to coach.
But in regards to Ferguson with Freddie Roach, if he's learning anything, cool. I'm glad. I at this stage in his career, though, to me it just seems like it's a little too late.
I would agree with that.
You had to get the living shit boxed out of you by Gaethje for you to finally realize, oh man, I can't do this all by myself. And don't get me wrong, he did fantastic being his own hype man, his own coach, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for years. But again, that was against people that would allow him to dictate the pace and just do his fucking weird Ferguson shit inside of the cage. But when he got in front of not one, but 2 individuals now who didn't let him set the pace, he started getting fucking worked.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Ferguson. It really kind of depends, but I think Ferguson is kind of weird in a weird way. He's gonna be one of those guys remember for having that streak and never winning the belt.
Yep.
But if he gets his head on straight, I think he'll probably produce, a few fighters. I see him being a decent coach.
I don't
know. I see him being.
I don't know that he can communicate, man. Have you heard him fucking talk?
I think he'll be on the same lines as fucking Diego Sanchez's coach, running around with a fucking knife telling people to sprawl.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Like,
I don't know. It might be okay. You might be carrying a box, but yeah, I can see.
I think he's a little too insane to actually like interact with people well.
Yeah,
I think he's awkward in front of the camera, but he's always been awkward in front of the camera. You remember the Ultimate Fighter?
I don't think it's just the camera,
I
dude.
don't think it's him, bro.
Not from like the way I hear people talk about him.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, I wouldn't. No, this would be like a small group. He couldn't handle. I don't think he could handle communicating 3 or 4, like 30 people, but like 4 or 5 people, like just some type of specialized trainer. I believe he could do it. I really do. I think he would be halfway decent at it.
I could see him maybe finding like one dude and mentoring him or something like that. But
he has a guy
extent
now.
of it.
He has one, two, like two guys now.
Yeah,
on the
like I
local
could see
circuit
that. I could see that
that he's
continuing, but
he's putting in work with that. That's doing the thing.
Yeah, that's as far as I can get that.
And I think part of what makes him so good is the fact that he's weird and kind of crazy, and that's what makes him like creative.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that also makes it very difficult for him to work with people, and I think that's why he's kind of been on his own for so long. So yeah, I don't know how this how it's going to work out with Freddie. I mean, if he adds something, good to his repertoire, maybe it does become a game changer. But
I think he'll learn to have a very good and a very stiff jab.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think on GSP's level, but I think he'll develop a really nice jab, and I think he'll use it very well in some fights against some lesser opponents. And then I think he's another one that we just need to go ahead and accept that it's time for him to ride off into the fucking sunset.
Yeah. I think he has in his weird way. I don't know about his management team, but he has like he has some sponsors that does like these gymnastic shoes type shit that like it's crazy, but like they're this brand and they only work with gymnasts and parkour people and stuff like that. Like
and that's cool. That's where he needs to be.
Like that type of stuff. I think that's where he needs to be in that lane. I think he like some type of CrossFit shit.
Yeah, I agree. Anywhere that doesn't involve punches and kicks, that's where he needs to be. Justice, you wanna help clarify your comments in regards to Pettis and the PFL? And for those who don't know, the Professional Fight League is back. I don't know if anybody gives a shit or not, but it does give us one more avenue of shit to talk about. And in the first I don't want to say first bracket, but in the first round we got Pettis to headline. And Justice has an interesting take on where he sees Pettis heading in the PFL.
Upset alert. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
I'm saying it now. Upset.
Who's he fighting?
Clay Collard.
I don't know who that is.
Clay Collard had a run in the UFC early on, fought Max Holloway.
Yep.
He was decent, but he started boxing for Top Rank during the pandemic, and he was known as the UFC fighter that got kicked off for beating David Kaminsky, who was a well-known prospect. That was supposed to be the next up-and-comer. Beat him soundly.
The thing about Pettis is that you never know.
You never know. But you know what? You know what we do know? He doesn't like pressure.
That's true.
Yeah.
We know that.
And guess what kind of fighter is Clay Collard? He is a pressure fighter that can box. He has some hands.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
All I'm saying, upset. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
That $1 million, that big contract he signed with them. Yeah. Former UFC champion. Put out first round PFL tournament.
I'm thinking he wins a bullshit. I'm thinking he wins a bullshit decision.
If it goes to a decision, he gets a nod. But man, if he dies in any of those rounds, I'm telling you.
If he dies in the first fucking round, then Pettis needs to be canceled like all these fucking Dr. Seuss books.
Oh man.
That's the only thing that I'm actually remotely excited for PFL. I don't know what it is about this company. Even back when it was World Series of Fighting, even when they had Gaethje and Rumble Johnson and Arlovsky, I just couldn't bring myself to give a shit. And I don't know if it's the fucking name or how piss poor, sorry, and cartoonish their title belts look.
Well, they're on ESPN now.
I mean, that's great. I mean, so's women's softball, but I have no interest in watching.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, so
hey, let's be fair. Let's be fair. People who participate in women's softball don't want to watch women's softball on TV.
This is also true.
Wow, that is a really cartoonish looking belt.
Dude, back when they were World Series of Fighting, their fucking belt just said MMA on it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. What?
Yeah. Like that looks like it looks like a fucking cosplay belt.
Like if the Stanley Cup just says hockey.
Exactly. The fucking Heisman Trophy just says goal. You know.
It's like the designer was like, "What should I do?" And they were just like, whatever."
That has got to be the laziest fucking championship belt I've ever seen. Like, you just imagine you win that shit and you hang that up in your fucking gym, and someone that doesn't know rat shit from Rice Krispies walks in there and they're just reading the different titles. Oh man, they got King of the Cage. Oh man, okay, cool. Ringside, okay, that's cool. MMA. All right.
What was that one wrestling thing we talked about during the wrestling episode?
Oh, there were so many.
Like the urban one.
Oh, the UWF.
I would more proudly wear that belt than this belt.
Yeah. Belt fucking sucks. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've never been able to really take them seriously. Like, your belt...
PFL is tough, too. PFL sounds like a...
Right?
Sounds like a tendon that you injure or something. Or like a...
Mr. Babya, you've injured your PFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Will
like,
I ever walk again?
Is that something in my hip? Is that why my hip hurts?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys think they were like trying to go for like an NFL type thing, but they're like, okay, how can we spin this for 5 years?
They were totally going for that. They were totally going for the fucking the league shit, and I get
just
it.
The way the letter P sounds.
Yeah, it's like
PFL. No.
Like they literally took World Series of fucking baseball and was like, hey, you know what? World Series of fighting. We're fucking clever. Oh shit! Have you seen their new belt? It's like a fucking little stupid crown on the top of it. That shit looks fucking weak.
Are you talking about the PFL with the shield on the front?
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
it's like they're like halfway in between like a very sleek design and a very ornate design, and it just looks bad.
You're being far too generous. This is a cross between fucking cosplay and LARPing.
You remember,
like,
Taz, you remember you was like 8 years old, and you had the WWF belt, and you always had that one friend that had the belt from like Family Dollar.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your belt, not real. Yeah.
So like again, like that's already like 2 fucking strikes against them. You got a dumbass name and a shitty ass belt.
How did you get on ESPN? How did you manage that?
Blowjobs have been known to change the minds of men.
This is a fact, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do wonder if ESPN is just trying to corner the market on combat sports. Like, because honestly, like that's probably a good idea. Like, it's ESPN. They're doing fine. They're going to be fine. So maybe you throw a little more into trying to do that, and then.
Oh, they only got 2 years with ESPN. And they fight in seasons now.
That's what I'm saying. They're fighting in seasons.
It's stupid.
If Pettis can get more eyes on their product and help their shit grow, hey, more power to them. But honestly, didn't the same cat win the fucking tournament for like the last 2 or 3 years? And like, was it Lance Palmer?
Yeah, Lance Palmer was like a mainstay.
Yeah, that dude's just steady winning that fucking tournament because he's never matched up against anyone that can wrestle or strike. How did you pull that off? Like, what fucking luck of the gods did you get fucking drawn against a dude that can't wrestle or strike?
That's impressive.
What the fuck is he doing and fighting?
I mean, give or take that, it was kind of after Marlon Moraes was gone, and Andre Harrison had kind of disappeared. So, yeah.
Good segue, Justice. I don't know if you guys are excited or not. And if you are, I don't blame you. And if you're not, then you should be. But over in 1FC, the return of the sexy one. 1FC is bringing back Sexyama. Now, for some of you who are insecure with your manhoods, you can try to pretend like you don't give a shit about Sexyama. Trust your girl does. And this April, girlfriends around the world are all of a sudden going to be asking their boyfriends and their husbands or their spiritual life partners more about this sport called MMA upon one glance at the sexy one. Anyone else excited? Mentally, spiritually, or sexually, I don't give a shit. On the return of Sexyama?
I mean, he's 45, man. 46. He's up there.
I fucking better look like that in 5 more years. I'm telling you right now, I wake up one day and I look like Sexyama. There's going to be a new dress code in the gym. It's called short shorts. And nothing else. I'm going to run that gym like a fucking hot yoga class.
He's 45, huh?
Yeah, it's like 45, 46.
I'm striving to be like that at 45.
46.
I hear some thoughts, UTBABYA.
I don't know. I don't know if he passes the sniff test. I think USADA, if they had something to say about it, might.
That's why he's over in 1FC.
Yeah.
Let us not forget, this is also the same man that did hit Jake Shields with that outer reap sweep. Let's not forget that.
He did, because he is a judo silver medalist or something.
And
that's right.
And who's known for soaking his gi, and allegedly maybe prone for soaking his gi in lotion, but he gets dry skin, so it's always better to soak your entire gi in lotion and then let it dry out.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know about that. I gotta remember that one.
Yeah. A lot of complaints on how fuckers were somehow unable to hold a motherfucker in a gi.
Yeah,
that's a fucking unique talent.
That is unique.
Like I've never witnessed that before. Just seeing a grown man unable to hold and control another human being wearing a fucking judo gi. But whatever. But I mean, he gets a pass. He's the sexy one, so it doesn't matter. He's bringing sexy back to 1FC. I mean, he did win his last fight.
Is he gonna bring some real fans?
You son. The attendance of female viewers is going to skyrocket that product.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just him.
You got him and Sage Northcutt standing side by side.
Yeah. That's
a lot of sexy to go around. I don't know if Asia can handle it.
Sage finally got up.
Yeah, Sage finally woke up.
Yes.
And not only did he wake up, but he woke up into a matchup with Shinya Aoki.
And first time he got his face broke. So
he was his fucking arm broken.
He's gonna leave with a limb. Like, who's the coach at your gym? Who's your manager? Who is setting you up to get your ass whooped?
Uriah fucking Faber. Sage Northcutt walked into that gym and he was like, "Holy shit, you're a younger, better looking, more talented than me. Fuck you."
That sounds right.
I'm gonna make sure you fail in life. Hey, Sage. Nice abs. So, got this great plan for you. I want you to fight this guy named Cosmo. He's a real bitch.
It's a real bitch.
Just a real soft bitch. You got this.
Just a tomato can for you.
All right, guys. Thanks for getting me this fight.
Let me show you this highlight reel of Nikki Holson knocking him clean the fuck out. You can do the exact same shit. He's a fucking pillow puncher.
Yeah, get your face broken in 10 different places.
Hey, I see you've healed up.
He still hasn't fought since, right?
Hell no. You don't fight after when scientists have to put your face back together like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. You need to take as much time away from the ring as possible.
I'm surprised he's fighting again.
Oh, like Justice said, he's clearly got somebody in his corner looking out for him, and they're like, "Hey, I got a great matchup for you. Here's the fucking jiu-jitsu king."
One way to put it.
And this guy is known for fucking breaking people's arms and breaking their fucking limbs. But hey, get in there.
Get your ACL torn, or get your arm broken,
I mean, if Sage can keep it standing, if Sage can keep it standing, then I think he could coast to a victory. But the moment he's grabbed,
keep it standing.
He has to keep it standing.
Yeah, that's a big if, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Experience. Aoki is what? Is about 40 now. Could never really strike.
No.
But grappling wise and experience wise,
yeah,
he fought guys like Eddie Alvarez and those.
He's got the
tricks
to tie up.
Yeah, he ties him up, pulls guard, does some rubber guard shit. breaks he has a rotator cuff, breaks an arm, maybe a leg lock.
So is it safe to say the majority is going with Aoki for this fight? Because that's sure as fuck my pick.
Yeah. That's the safe pick.
That's
almost guaranteed.
This right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna be hurt.
Yeah, unless Sage did like a couple cycles and is just fucking
comes
out
cycles.
looking like Goku. yeah. Unless Sage keeps his speed and comes out looking like Goku, it's not looking good for him.
Mm-mm. Speaking of not looking good, how you guys feel about the return of the great John Wayne Parr going up against Nikki fucking Holson? I have mixed feelings on this.
I don't want to see it.
That's where I'm leaning towards. I'm a big John Wayne Parr fan, but I just don't see where he beats Holtz.
Why? Like, just hang it up.
And Kai, he just retired.
Yep.
And they were on the same show, and he's older than y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. But he did have that hip surgery that was supposed to fix a lot of things he had going on. But at this point, I don't know why. He had a partial hip replacement.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Well, and to be fair, like, these days, that kind of shit is amazing. Like, they make people basically fucking bionic now. So that, whatever hip surgery Parr had is probably better than his original hip, like when he was healthy.
Well, he's gonna fucking need that shit because it's gonna be like basically the fucking
everything.
The fucking T800 versus the fucking T1000.
It's gonna be Terminator 2. That's what it's gonna look like.
Dun.
You're gonna have one fucking dude just going out there doing fucking Smash Mouth, fucking Dutch style, and then you're gonna have John Wayne Parr trying to utilize, the fucking pace yourself Muay Thai style, and I just don't see that working out well for him.
No.
But isn't it full Muay Thai rules?
Yes.
Which is kind of odd for me because I was like, oh shit, Nikki Holtz can fight in full Muay Thai.
Yeah,
rules?
that blew my fucking mind. I thought that was a misprint. I was like, that's where I could see Nikki getting into some trouble. Because if John Wayne Parr ties him up or clinches him up,
taking some elbows,
yeah, he knows what to do. He doesn't abide by that one knee release rule bullshit.
But if they're gonna have on 4-ounce gloves,
that's a game changer. Ooh boy,
it's gonna be interesting.
Somebody's going to sleep.
Somebody's going to fucking die. What's sad is that someone's going to fucking die in an empty arena.
They're going to have fake fans. They're going to have fake fans. What are you talking about?
They'll have some cardboard cutouts and, they'll have plenty of bitches there. Sexyama.
Maybe we need to go to Singapore and get some free tickets.
I'm down.
I'm 100% down for that.
I am too. And then you guys can see how much of a fanboy I would be standing next to Sexyama. I'd be like, I'm about to lose my wife.
You beat me to it.
So also happening in April at 1FC, the return of Mighty Mouse and the Underground King Eddie Alvarez, 2 former UFC champions to possibly become 2 future 1FC champions. Thoughts? I think one clearly. Yeah, I was gonna say one clearly has advantage over the other.
Well, yeah, one is a human highlight reel, so. That's a thing.
I don't know who the hell Alvarez is fighting, but the last time we didn't know who he was fighting, he got his ass whooped in his debut for 1FC. So yeah, I just don't. I don't know. You never know. He did lose his first fight in UFC though. So hey,
that seems to be like the nature of his run. I just feel like this is what he does. He shows up to an organization, gets his fucking ass kicked, wins the title. That's just his thing.
I'm just going to call it right now. Mighty Mouse is going to slip across into a flying armbar.
Oh, shit. You know what else we forgot to talk about? We forgot to talk about another release, a.k.a. semi-retirement. Not really. Nigga just got fired. Gokhan Saki. It was time. It was time.
Gokhan Saki represents that that generation of K1. That I mean,
No, sir.
man, they were. I mean, they legendary, man. He's a legend. I don't know if his body was meant to take another round of beatings in MMA.
I can't believe.
Not beatings per se, but just it's not there.
I can't believe. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, and I'm glad that Deku's not on to hear me say this. But Gokhan Saki represents every single thing that Usman said in regards to Dutch kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Dutch kickboxing makes you tough. And that's what Gokhan Saki was. He was tough. And he had good combinations, but let's call it what it is. It's the same combination over and over and over again. He just had the ability to work through most people's shit because he hits hard as a motherfucker. And he was tough. No disrespect to his run in the UFC, but Roundtree should have never been able to knock him fucking lifeless.
And I mean, when those guys from Glory and K1 try to move over, I mean, everybody doesn't have that same talent of controlling distance and range like Adesanya, Giga Chikazde. I mean, because he's doing pretty decent. Chikazde. Am I saying that right? I might be saying it wrong.
Giga who?
Giga Chikazde.
It's Hove. No, sorry.
No. Is it Jigga? I don't know if it's Jigga or Giga. I don't know. I know his Instagram is not got cancer. I followed him because I feel him on that. But yeah, he's the guy that trains with my guy from Shootbox at Kings MMA. But I mean, those guys have a legit. They understand range. They understand the small gloves. The transition was a little bit easier for them, but those big heavy gloves where you want to walk up on people and cover up behind and turtle up, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it before, like with Tyrone Spong, when he fought Angelo something in WSOF, and he had a hard time because of the range. He couldn't just turtle up and land that one big shot. It's one of those things, man. You know.
He's another one I would like to see hop on the train of retirement.
Who?
Saki.
Saki? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's had a tremendous run in kickboxing. I would like to completely ignore his run in MMA, if you even want to call it that. I think he accomplished a great deal of shit in kickboxing. He's a fucking legend. Definitely Hall of Fame worthy. He's been a champion everywhere except for in MMA. And I'd be okay if he just hung the fucking gloves up and maybe just decided to coach or to teach.
But also, speaking of catching hands,
yes.
Hey, let's talk about Gordon Ryan slapping the shit out of Andre Galvao, bro. He slapped the absolute shit out of him.
What did the five fingers say to the face?
Man,
it was crazy. He got him flushed, and Galvao didn't even respond to it.
How do you respond? Like, you just got the shit slapped out of you. And
no, I mean, he didn't even. It was almost like it didn't even register with him. I think it's because he's just got that roided out neck, and it just didn't do anything. He was just like, "Oh, you touched me on the face. Why you caress my face, my friend?" I
mean, it is Gordon Ryan. He might have lost the fight, but I gotta go get my knife or something. You got to get cut. You can't just. I got to cut you.
I got to cut you.
Nah, I got to cut you. You gotta do something. You can't just let nobody just slap you in the face like that, man.
Nope. Well, gentlemen, it's time. It's prediction time.
Oh, shit.
Yes. We're going to see where everyone's mind is at. Looking at this card now, and I just want to just go ahead and say that this is an absolute fucking travesty that Dominick Cruz is on the fucking prelims.
Yo.
He's on the main event of the
I don't give a fuck. That is Dominick goddamn Fancy Feet fucking Cruz, and you have him on the prelims?
That's disrespectful.
That is beyond disrespectful.
Is it?
You goddamn right it is. That's fucking insulting.
You know what I would say. You know,
Oh, by all means, please do.
Cruz is at that point right now. You know.
Yeah,
And,
he's got a seat on the retirement bus. Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting there, and as you said about Tony Ferguson, the code has been cracked, and yeah.
Are we blaming Cejudo for cracking that code?
It started with Garbrandt, but as we were talking about earlier, he doesn't believe in ring rust. When you're 26, yeah. When you're 32 and you haven't no damn,
Yeah.
your knees are biodegradable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a such thing as ring rust then.
That man deserves better than fucking prelims. Anyway, let me go through this fucking card. Yeah, I'm going to prelims. All right, Dominick Cruz, Casey Kenny. Who you got? Dominick Cruz. Sir, you have already caught COVID once. Do you really want to test fate twice?
Yeah. Yeah, we can go Cruz.
That didn't really sound confident. RamRod, who you got?
Cruz.
Dominick Cruz or Casey Kenny, whom you have no idea who that is?
I'm going to go ahead and say Dominick Cruz purely because I don't really know too much of the other guy.
All right, moving on. So we have Song Yadong versus Kyler Phillips. I mean, I'm going Song Yadong. I mean, when your first name rhymes with your last name, that automatically makes you a winner.
Hell no, I'm going Kyler.
You're
Kyler
full
Phillips.
of shit. No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Kyler can fight, man. What you talking about?
Song Yadong. That shit rhymes.
He barely won. He didn't even win his last fight.
Do you know how many rappers wish they had that name? Fuck him.
And he trains at Team Alpha Male. I ain't giving him shit.
It's Song Yadong. He a future champ.
He did not beat Marlon Vera.
The fuck he didn't.
Yeah, that was a
No, he did not.
The fuck he didn't.
I think we watched that fight.
I think y'all some haters. Moving on. The human punching bag, Joseph Benavidez versus Askarov.
Oh, I'm going to Askarov.
Good man.
He can fight.
Plus, I live to see Benavidez just wake up screaming. I don't know what it is. We have Rogero. No, okay, let's see if I can pronounce this shit. Rogerio Bontorin versus Kai Kara France.
Kai Kara France.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Trevin Jones or Mario Batista?
Trevin Jones.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alon Cruz or Euros Midis?
I don't know either one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're skipping over that piece of shit. Livia Renata Souza or Amanda Lemos, whatever.
I'm going Souza.
I can't remember who these broads are, so that.
Which one's cuter? I got the cuter one.
Souza can fight. She beat the brakes off Ashley Yoder in the last fight.
I read this wrong. It's Sean Brady, not Tom Brady, versus Jake Matthews.
Sean Brady submission guillotine, second round.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exact.
Okay.
You know,
Who the fuck is gonna get choked out with a guillotine?
Have you seen him fight?
Is it that good? Because I mean, it would have to be, right? Like
his guillotine. You remember?
So if you're in the UFC and you get guillotined, he better be a fucking killer.
Phenom, dude.
Who used to have that guillotine? Cody. Cody. I can't remember that guy's name. He was from back in the day. He had one of the best guillotines. Cody McKenzie, I think, or Tim McKenzie. I think it was Cody McKenzie. He had a crazy guillotine. That was really good. But Sean Brady's a legit. Kenzo Gracie black belt.
We'll see.
He's legit.
We got Kennedy. How do you pronounce this shit? Kennedy Nzukubu versus Carlos Ulberg.
I'm going Ulberg.
Yeah, I am too because I can't pronounce that other last name.
Dude can strike, man. He did his thing in the contender series. Knocked Buddy out clean.
All right, Tim Elliott versus Jordan Espinoza. Tim Elliott. Okay. That's how you caught COVID the first time. Okay.
Tim Elliott. That's a hard one.
There you go. All right, main card. The only fights that matter. Thiago Santos, Alexander Rechik. I'm going Santos.
Yeah, I'm going Thiago.
I'm going Ray kick.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going Ray kick on this one. And you know, it's crazy. They both train at top team.
Mm.
I mean, he's a big guy, man. Big, strong guy. 6'5". Yeah.
Thiago stood in there with John Jones, though.
Yeah, then he got the break speed off him by Glover. Oh, man, still got hands.
Well, yeah, that's true. All right. Islam.
Islam.
Okay. Islam versus Drew Dober.
Makachev.
Oh, Makachev? All right. Well, I think we're all in agreement. I think Drew Dober is getting fucking worked.
You know what? Maybe, but I'm not sold on Makachev. I'm saying it right now. If he does not win this fight, DC has to be quiet, and Khabib has to come back. Because they don't hype this guy up to be like the second coming, and I'm like, watching some of his previous fights, I don't know. He's good.
I'm about to see.
Is he that good?
Maybe we'll find out.
I'm about to see where your minds are at. The champ, Peter Yan versus Aljamain, coming on that ass, Sterling.
Had to reference that shit.
I'm never letting that go.
Well,
Black History Month is over with, so I'm going with Peter Yan.
I'm going Yan on this one too.
Yeah, I think we're unanimous.
If he can keep it standing.
Aljo got to come out hard early. I mean, he has to.
He's got to come out guns fucking blazing.
Yeah, like he did Sandhagen. If he does not, and you're gonna see him laying on the ground, sleep.
Again. The champ, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
I wish somebody would say Anderson. I wish somebody would say Megan Anderson would even be close.
Man, I heard Chael on his podcast trying to say like, oh, there's a couple things that are in Megan's favor.
He was struggling to find shit.
Like what? Like, does her face take a good pounding? Like,
she's got a lot of heart.
I mean,
reach advantage, that's it.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes is a fucking human wrecking ball.
Facts. All right.
She's not bad in the bikini. Not bad. Not my type, but not bad.
Who you referring to, Nunes or Anderson?
Anderson. I don't look at Nunes like that. I'm not saying because Nunes is not.
I gotta Dr. Seuss him.
All right, then we got Jan versus Izzy. I'm going Izzy as long as Jan doesn't catch him.
Israel's good with like managing the space so well. Even in like a smaller cage, I don't think it's gonna matter.
Damn, remember you finally came through. There we go. That
was good. Yeah, he's good. He's good for that every now and then. Those random pieces of insight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I totally agree. I think.
Yep.
I think Blockowitz is way too damn slow, and I think he gets leg kicked and jabbed into the next century.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. I think Izzy.
I don't know if Adesanya is gonna like knock him out or anything, but if anything were to happen, like a TKO or something, I think it would be because Jan gets frustrated. Because I don't remember what the fight was, but he got like too aggressive in another fight and then just got like slapped to the ground. He woke up laughing.
Yeah, I think Izzy probably takes him late in the fourth or in the fifth if he TKOs him, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. Because I think he'll just frustrate him with distance, and then eventually Jan will start swinging a little too much, burn himself out, and then Izzy will take his time and find a shot. Because I mean, if Jan were a little bit faster, he might be able to actually get to Izzy and like at least pin him up against the cage and do some work on him. But I think that would be like his only possible hope of getting Izzy down, because otherwise, like you said, it's he's a master of distance and movement, and I think he's just going to evade him and frustrate him and kick the shit out of his knee and jab him until those later rounds when he can go in for the kill.
We'll definitely find out this Saturday. So, gentlemen, that was all I had. I appreciate you guys coming out and spending this evening with me, sharing your thoughts, and, allowing me to shoot the shit with you guys. Let's get the fuck out of here. Be sure to listen, like, share, and subscribe for all the latest episodes, news, and updates. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at fistfights.friedricepodcast or at H8L.muay thai. On Twitter, follow us at H8L_Fight Talk.